Across the country, the rights of trans people to live peacefully are under siege. Everywhere, even in the middle of an alpaca ranch in Colorado.
Sprawling vistas, cattle, totally real horses. This is the story of the New West. John Wayne would have absolutely hated it.
I mean, I have, I think, seen one John Wayne movie.
I barely even know who he is.
This is Penny. This is Bonnie. And this is their gang.
We're a Trans Haven alpaca ranch.
You heard that right. A Trans Haven alpaca ranch.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers.
Saddle up, because you're about to hear a true Western of the showdown at the Tenacious Unicorn Ranch.
I hate Westerns.
It just speaks to a lot of like indigenous genocide and
Everything just kind of has that muted sepia tone to it.
Okay, lose the sepia. What should it be then?
Something really gay.
Just had that rainbow. Ugh.
Like this? The Big Queer Showdown. Tenacious Unicorn Ranch.
Sure. Queerest West there ever was.
Like all Westerns, this one comes with showdowns, death threats, and men being idiots, which also happens to be a good description of many of the problems plaguing the trans community.
We're suffering. We came out of 4 years of virulent transphobic violence. The jobless rate, the homeless rate, all these things are only getting worse. We have to save us.
Like so many before them, Penny and Bonnie came west. They wanted one thing, a safe space for trans queer folk to call home.
it really accomplishes its goal of being a trans haven and a place where you can start your transition, which is the place I'm at. So
being among other trans people, there's a sense of understanding. If I haven't shaved in a couple days, it's still she, her, right? You know? When we show them all the animals, just all stress melts away. They can live again.
We have ducks, chickens, sheep, goats, dogs, and alpaca, of course. Watch out, babies. And they are their own kind of magic.
Hi.
Good goddamn. Look at those alpacas with their fluffy legs and wobbly necks and sticked up teeth. I could kiss them.
Coming out in the middle of nowhere under the shadow of these amazing mountains, you feel the weight of eternity out here. As we were getting settled into the valley, it was all kind of rainbows and fluff for us, you know? And then it was just kind of like that reality check.
Enter the Evil Gunslangers, as this newspaper man explains.
There's a small group of, say, 30 or 40 people that tend to disagree with just about everybody on everything. And some of those people are associated with, say, Oath Keepers.
Oath? Those guys? And the clash between these groups started on none other than the 4th of July.
The 4th of July parade, there was a group of folks, real right-wingy type, waving the 3%er flags.
So we took to social media and we're like, wow, Nazi parade in Westcliff today. And that put us on that extremist radar.
The militia said this town ain't big enough for gender as a spectrum, and not as a binary.
They don't know enough about gender theory to say that, but yeah, the equivalent thereof. There's more grunts.
Tensions were running higher than a 10-gallon hat. It was the talk of the saloons.
Well, actually, I'm a barista, coffee roaster.
Okay, it was the talk of the high-end local coffee shop roastery.
I've sat out here and talked to them when they're more afraid for their lives.
Things got really weird really quickly. We started getting aggressively followed.
I came out here one day and threw my hands up to a guy across the street.
We had heard about some of the trespassings. I don't doubt that, knowing who some of their neighbors are.
The threats that were issued were to burn us out of the valley, to make our life hell to the point where we would leave and then ultimately kill us, right?
Oh, dang. Bigotry of the Old West was creeping into the New West. And with a heavily armed militia chasing it, our heroes had to protect themselves.
We've put up 10 cameras, barbed wire fencing. We started buying just personal protection weapons.
We need bulletproof vests and night vision gear. As a finance person, I can definitely tell you that I don't want to be spending our resources into that.
that would actually like be put towards housing more trans people.
So did it work? Did they avoid?
The siege?
Yeah, the siege.
No.
At about 3 a.m., we caught 2 people armed, wearing body armor in our field.
For the unicorns, this was it. Their home, their sanctuary, was under attack.
This is where they came in, and then they were caught halfway up this hill, definitely within shooting distance of the house. And then we escorted them off the property at gunpoint. That is what really kicked off the rest of it.
This was far from over. They needed backup. Enter Ash, the fastest shooter in the West.
I came to be involved with the ranch through a documentary film that I'm working on.
A documentary shooter, that is. Turns out in the New West, the shootouts are done with a whole lot of free press.
Visibility is crucial to kind of outing these individuals.
Once media appearances started shining a light on what was happening, that retracted them very quickly.
The militia were sent packing, and by all accounts, the Unicorns won the showdown.
Damn right we won.
They taught us that we all need to shine a light on these bigots, wherever and whenever they creep out of their dung pits. But the Unicorns aren't ready to ride off into the sunset quite yet.
We want small, self-sustaining ranches that harbor queer people all over the United States.
There's this belief that in rural places queer people don't exist, but they definitely do. We have just as much a right to be here as anyone else.
Yep, the sun is setting on the days of the cowboys. The New West is about space for everyone, all while hitching a ride on them goofy-faced alpaca.
Don't ever try to ride an alpaca. It will not go well at all. I'm sorry.
Aw, thanks for watching. If you'd like to hear more from Full Frontal, hit subscribe and visit our page for more videos. Or if you'd like to be radicalized, leave YouTube on autoplay.